This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a better road planner, Kempower and bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? We are back with Markus Bil. And today we're gonna test something actually quite unique, which is called Broxbox. So it's actually not what you see here, but it's the thing beneath it. It's quite unique because it's a mounting device or whatever, holder, so you can put any ski box on the trailer hitch. So you see, we're not going to put this ski box on the roof because that has many disadvantages. I've tested it before with a Thule box. Actually, that wasn't the same box, but okay, on the roof it generated more noise and also more drag and higher consumption. But then there was another Thule box we put on the trailer hitch. It was, you know, silent, but also it became more efficient. Thule, they actually promote that it actually makes the car more efficient. That was an ID4. But this time we're going to use a very efficient car, Model 3 Highland from Markus. And then we put this only on the back, not on the top, because there's no mounting point here. But I want to measure also before and after how the noise, how the consumption numbers are. But we'll also check out how this works. It's made in Norway. So to install it, just put it on the tow hitch and you lock it here. This is just standard equipment. Unlock pin there, and then we put on the trail. Oh, I'm not sure if, wait. You might have to adjust it slightly. I think it's slightly off, so then you can easily just adjust. Yeah, I think roughly here we just eyeball it and then, wait, there, lock it. And then we connect the trailer power there, and that's it. And you see it comes with the lights here. So if Markus uses the turn signal now, left, you see the left and the right turn signals are working. What about brake light? Okay, and then stop, and then if you don't brake, Markus, release the brake, brake again. Yeah, you see there's this whole brake. So all that stuff is here. And then also we have the license plate here, extra license plate, but you see it's not needed. But in case you have a taller box, then this would be very useful. You see it comes with a manual, and actually this mounting device here, the Broxbox, is type approved. It's called E4 by RDW in Nyland. So it means that this is 100% legal, and especially with all the signs and the lights and everything. And also, well, it's maybe recommended to put some reflectors on the side, but it's actually not required. And even this box is not too wide. It seems to be wide, but it's actually within the regulations. And you can see here also in the manual, it's listed all the countries you can actually use this in. And the practical part of this is that if you want to open the box, you see here, really easy for me as a small Asian to access the skis here. And as mentioned before, when we don't have it on the roof, we don't get the noise and we don't get the extra consumption, but it might still be slightly more. That's what we're going to measure later. But also when it comes to aesthetics, well, you know, not many people do this because normally it's not possible to do this. But what do you think, Markus?
I think this is a Packline premium box, and it's very easy to take in and out the skis. You don't have to reach up to the dirty car. So here you can like easy, and I think I'm very interested in testing.
And there are some other systems. Well, that system comes with a whole box. It's not just a holder. But it looks like a coffin, and many people don't like the design. Plus that it might not get, it might not have all the approvals. Yeah, and then another, but then there's a slight disadvantage with these boxes versus having on the roof is that when you back up on the Supercharger, I'm not sure if it will fit a V2 Supercharger. Maybe we should try that.
Yeah.
Because now we release all the hooks, and if we now remove the whole box, you can see the actual product. So maybe it was easier to install this first and then you put on the ski box. It's up to you. But yeah, so this is the product you get when you buy it. And then supposedly, eventually, they're gonna put some kind of, they make some adapter so you can use it with bicycle racks. So you see here we have the mounting openings. So it has opening to fit most ski boxes. And then we have the all-purpose, blinker and brake light, and also, license plate light there. Because now, first test is to try consumption with the Model 3 without the box. But here's a twist. Marcus, you don't like it too cold, right?
No.
We need to run it without the heater. And it's minus 6 degrees Celsius outside now. Because with the heater, especially with Tesla, it has heat pump and auto valve and heat scavenging. So the consumption might actually vary from run to run. So we want to take out that variable out of the test. But fear no more, Marcus, because here we have the EcoFlow ready and a heater. So that should be plenty. Oh, it's warming up. No, we're gonna keep it off. And I'm not sure, okay, we don't have any battery status here, but whatever. Oh, I forgot. Of course, we have the enhanced stuff there. Battery temperature 10.8. Okay, well, it's irrelevant as long as the heater is off. All right, we're on the run. So I had to choose what kind of speed I want to go for. So I chose 80 kilometers per hour on GPS. If I go 90, I might have to overtake some trucks. If I go 80, there might be some trucks who wants to overtake me, but I guess that's better for consistency. We are just testing for consistency. Also, 80 kilometers per hour might be relevant on the B roads anyway, if you want to go to Yale, for example, right? So just checking here, 80, all right, HVAC is off. It's minus 6 degrees Celsius outside, and it's getting cold in here. Yeah, Marcus, go see, er det kaldt?
Now it starts getting a bit cold, but I have the jacket in my knee, so I think I'll manage.
Okay, I fire up one element, so it's 700 watts roughly. You can see on the EcoFlow, it's pulling around 700 watts. It's good, so we don't freeze our ass off now.
But we can't get fire inside because of the heater, so the car will burn up.
No problem.
It's safe?
Yeah. All right, we've been driving for a little while and we have a slight fogging problem here, but as long as the main area is clear, then that's fine. It's minus 4 degrees over here. We're gonna turn around at Dar. So this will actually be about half an hour loop, okay? Should be long enough, right? And only 30 kilometers. All right, we're done with the test. 135.4 watt hour per kilometer. Wow, very impressive. Okay, so now we hook on the box, but I need to get rid of the moisture here also. So, okay, while we are stationary, I'll just fire up the heater. So now we hook it on, and actually, seems like it's easier to put on the frame or whatever first, and then you put on the box, the roof box. See now, I just put it in here, and just lock it in, and I can, after I lock it in, I can adjust here slightly how I want it, right? And then the locking pin there, and that's good. And then we just connect the power here before we put the box on. So now we need to align it so it's kind of in the middle, but actually the trick is that if you come here and you see it on the rear mirror, you can see it here, it pokes out a little bit, and then on this side it seems to poke out less. Okay, so we need to push it more in that direction then. Okay, we're good to go for a second test, this time with the box on. Yeah, whether you like it or not. All right, we're gonna test it for science, for consumption, but we had that moisture problem in the previous run. No problem, because now I brought the dehumidifier house and Luft. Yeah. So then we get ready for the second consumption test, but I'll show you here. Now that we are with the trailer thingy on, trailer mode is on, and then autopilot cannot be switched on. So what we do is we just do this, turn it off. So it will come up here as yellow, but that's fine because we are not towing a trailer. We just have this accessory in the back here. Well, we're on the move again, and you see autopilot works just fine, no problem. And the box is behind there, fine. And what is good with Tesla is that you can see the backup camera even at high speed. So we can just inspect that everything is going fine there. No problemo. And it's okay. Yeah, I was looking too much there. I need to watch the road. Okay, all right. Okay, at least I point the camera here and I can watch the road. So at least you guys can see that everything is fine. And I can also see in the mirror there on this side that it's fine. It's just, you know, okay, you could say, oh, but this is illegal. No, it's actually legal because it's poking out a little bit, but the side mirror is also poking out. So it's actually no problem. We're done with the test, and look, 139 watt-hour per kilometer. It's only a 4 watt-hour per kilometer increase. So even though you can see that it pokes out on the side, most of the box is actually in the drag area behind it. Or it could maybe even be that it creates slightly better drag coefficient, you know. But I mean, Model 3 Highland is already super efficient. You guys know about Tesla. But man, it means that there's literally no difference in, or almost no difference in consumption. But now we need to do a control test without the box again, just to see if anything has changed in the driving conditions. But before we take off the box, we need to test if it fits in a supercharger. And the problem now is that I don't see how much length I have behind me here, so I don't want to back into the supercharger. All right, well, there's around half a meter left, okay, around 30 centimeters left, okay, around 20 centimeters left, okay, a little bit more, okay, maybe a little bit more, okay, 10 centimeters left, okay, little, there, okay, stop it there, yes, okay, alles gut. Now let's see if it fits or not. You see, the good thing about the V4 is that the plugs are, the cables are quite long. Well, for V2 and V3, they have shorter cable, especially V3, but as long as you use those trailer-friendly stalls on V2, V3, then no problem. But it's when you have the backup stall like here that we could have a problem, but as you guys see, no problem. You could stretch it even this far. But I guess V2, V3 might be too short here. That's it, we're charging. And see, with this box, or what they will call it, you can still go down some slopes without the whole thing scraping. But of course, if you know that you're gonna go down the slope, then you could tilt it slightly more up so you can handle a bigger angle. But like here, I'm not sure how steep this is, but this is fine, no problem. So now we do the control test, reset. Okay, HVAC is off, and then off we go. So this time, without the box. All right, final round. Well, we don't know if any of the driver condition has changed. That's why we are doing the control test. But it's still -5 degrees outside. The sun is kind of behind some clouds now. So we just have to see now. But there should be very little variance, right? It's a bit high now in the beginning, but then it should even out. So still the same, 83 kilometers per hour, HVAC is off. The e-Niro is providing juice for the stuff in the back here, the heater here and the dehumidifier. But the dehumidifier seems to help slightly, but not that much. But at least in the first run without the dehumidifier, I would get some errors. Autopilot reduced because of reduced vision or something, but at least now with the dehumidifier running, then we don't get those errors anymore. All right, we're done with the test, and guess what? This time we consume 137 watt-hour per kilometer. So versus the first test without the box, then the consumption has gone up by less than 2 watt-hour per kilometer. And then with the trailer box, it was higher, but I think it was just slightly, marginally higher. So that's probably what we can conclude, that the consumption with the box barely makes any difference on the total consumption. And needless to say, This also works with other cars, not only Tesla. Any car that has a tow hitch, it will work just fine. And then, Marcus, what do you think? How is the...
It was perfect to back into the V4 charger of Tesla. The cable is more than long enough that you alone can back up to the charger, plug it in, or even if you go through the Norwegian roads, there is drive-through chargers from all kinds of brands. Kempower have the ST1, Recharge, Ioniq, so it's no problem to go with this all through Norway.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I forgot to mention, we didn't test it, but the Ioniq and Kempower, they have long enough cables, so even if you have the back install, it will work just fine. So no problem, really. Yeah. So, I mean, there is no other product that can do this. So it's pretty good, huh? Yeah, I like it. You also, Marcus? Yeah. So that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching. Talk to you later.